Hey guys, this is Robert from Classic IndyCar Series, and today I would like to do something new. I would like to do some kind of a podcast and talking about previous seasons or other stuff of interest from our league. As you all know, we are going into our 10th season already, so plenty of stuff to talk about. And I was picking one of the most exciting seasons in CIS history to begin with, and that would be the 2020 Classic IndyCar Series. So, after two dominant championship fights, or actually not fights because of the domination in the previous 2 years with Henry Bennett in 2018 and Matt Cook in 2019. We were heading into 2020, and yeah, some guys had to really prove that they are still in the game for winning a championship. That was mainly myself, who had won the first 3 years, 15, 16, 17, and of course Lucas, who was runner-up 16 and 17, and yeah, had also not so good seasons the other 2 years. And Josh Chin was there joining the league, and he was showing that whenever he's not crashing, he's pretty much like dominating the races and winning a couple of those. So it was like, who can really keep the upper hand? We had the big grid, Corona became a thing, so many people discovered sim racing for themselves to spend the time which they could not spend at work because of the lockdowns and all. Yeah, and so it was really interesting times and an interesting season with yeah, some 13 races, so pretty long season, interesting tracks and all this kind of stuff. So let's go through the races and through the championship situation and see how it all kind of came together for the big finale, the Indy 500, with a three-horse race. So the season, first of all, we had two preseason races, which I like to mention, but they were no points races, but they gave a bit of an indication. One race was won by Lucas. Myself, I was leading that race until I had a blown engine with some 10 laps to go. Second race, a road race, was also showing that we were like quite competitive. When I say we, I'm talking mainly about me and Lucas, who were teammates by then at Vortex. And yeah, so we met at the Auto Club Speedway, better known as Fontana, for the first round of the Classic IndyCar Series. And yeah, it was one of these Triple Crown races, means it had a longer race distance, 400 miles, not the usual time limit of 2 hours. And yeah, that was a very close finish. We one of the all-time closest finishes of all, yeah, in the whole league history, and it saw Joshua Chin keeping the upper hand in front of Clark Archer. So Josh opened the season with a win and some nice bonus points also for leading the most laps. And then we had Lucas finishing only 11th after suffering some damage early on. That was quite a stupid accident, actually. It involved myself and some others. Like one car was checking up, the others couldn't really react, and then we went everyone into each other like the lemmings, kind of. And yeah, my race was over. I had terminal damage. Lucas could somehow continue, but yeah, nothing better than 11th. So it was 53 points for Josh, 19 for Lucas, and 5 for myself. And if I speak a little bit about the feelings, I can only speak about myself, obviously. I was not even considering myself being any kind of a title competitor in this year. The mindset in Vortex was like, first of all, we really have to bounce back from the quite disappointing seasons before. And it is really like Lucas' time now to win the title. That was also my personal mindset. Like he was picking up so much pace over the last 2 years, really developing as a driver a lot, and it was only logic that that he should be our guy to chase the title. Um, but some fun fact: since Marshall finished ninth in that race after round one, Marshall was the highest placed Vortex driver. So we went to Sebring, which is always our kind of St. Petersburg replacement track in CIS. And it's a track where I was traditionally quite strong in the past. And yeah, to my big surprise, after yeah, more than or almost like 3 years, 2.5 years, I was scoring a pole position. I couldn't really believe it with Josh on the grid and Lucas there. Okay, Lucas is actually not a great qualifier because he never puts any effort into it. I think if he did, he would have scored so many pole positions. But till that point, zero pole positions for Lucas. Unbelievable, really, seeing how many races he won. So it was me on pole position, and it was like a very close battle up front with Joni Kajanen. Josh was there in the mix, definitely. Then Lucas, of course, myself. And yeah, Josh did one of those Josh things. He spun and took himself a bit out of contention. And Joni also went into some troubles. And so after some time, it really became like a two-horse race. And the funny part is I was leading most of the time, actually all the way till the second pit stop, and but I knew actually that Lucas will have the upper hand in terms of strategy because he is driving with the better fuel economy than me, and so I had now the choice to adapt and trying to start fuel saving, or just doing my pace and kind of knowing that when I have to pit, Lucas can do at least one more lap, if not two, and so he will come out in front of me after the last pit stop. Well, exactly that happened also. I did not choose the fuel saving strategy because I haven't really practiced it on this track and I'm not so good at it also, and I kind of accepted my fate. And so Lucas came out in front, and then there was no way for me also to catch up. He was really then building a nice gap of like almost 7 seconds till the finish line, and like beat me fair and square. And yeah, Josh still finished on the podium after his troubles, so it was us three on the podium together. And the point situation was Josh 88, Lucas 70, myself 49. Yeah, and then we went already to the next oval, this time a short oval at Phoenix. And yeah, this was just another race of chin domination. Although the end result was rather close because we had a couple of cautions and so on, but it was never in doubt. I mean, Josh led 188 of 200 laps, so yeah, that is pure dominance. Lucas finishing fourth, me only 10th. I really couldn't, yeah, get it any better there on this track. I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. So now with two victories, it was points Josh 141, Lucas 102, and me 69. And then came the next road course, the Brands Hatch Indy Circuit. And that was definitely a big pity for Jamie, who was starting from pole position and he was really having a shot at winning the race. He was having a good pace and he just had some bad luck when he had some incident with the left driver, some misunderstanding, costing Jamie the front wing and pretty much the win. Josh, who led the most laps by far, 120 out of 165, had also some troubles and finished only fourth. Myself, I was on a with all these mishaps, with Josh having the problems and all. I was being chased by Andrew Wood for the almost the whole race, and I was really trying my very best to keep him somehow behind me, and with I don't know, some 6, 7 laps to go, uh, or a bit less even, we had some lap traffic ahead and misunderstanding the guy in front. First he left the door open, I went for the gap, which no longer existed because the lap guy, yeah, he lost it. He lost his car, spun, and the car spun into me when I was just alongside to complete the pass. That was for me, yeah, race over. But still, because I had completed so many laps, I was classified seventh. Andrew took the podium place. Lucas won the race. So it was now 4 races, 2 wins for Josh, 2 wins for Lucas. The points 176 for Josh, 153 for Lucas, and 95 for myself. And again, I was not considering myself as being in any kind of this battle at that point, really. I have to really tell this. You will later see some other examples why I'm thinking so. I was really taking it like on a race by race thing. So we came to Solda, and I was really surprised. Again, Josh on the grid, Lucas there, Jamie, Ethan Agan, who was having a strong rookie season to that point. And I started again from pole position. I couldn't believe it. Like 2 road races and 2 pole positions after like almost 3 years without one. That was really unbelievable. Standing start. I won the start. I knew standing starts are a bit of our thing in Vortex, and so I had Josh behind me, and yeah, he wasn't really putting exceptional pressure on me, and I was just trying to keep my act together, and I knew first of all, Josh can easily drive 1 full second faster than me under race conditions if he want. So the fact that he stayed behind me showed me he didn't want. He wanted to fuel save, which I also knew he's very good at. So I thought like, okay, I will enjoy the spotlight for as long as it lasts, and then we will see, right? I mean, definitely he will beat me. There's not even a question about it. And then after a couple of laps, I was doing a small mistake into the chicane on the backstretch. Had to shortcut it, got the slow down penalty. Josh went by, took the start finish line as the leader, scoring exactly 1 lead lap. And then in turn one, I couldn't believe it. He lost his car on the outside on the curb, crashed into the wall, race over. I regained the lead. Josh was out, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is not true right now. This can't be happening." And yeah, from then it was like a total fuel saving race because we all wanted to make it on 2 stops. So we really had to fuel save, and I was really now taking the race like an endurance race. I was really fuel saving, lift and coast, trying to hit my marks and all, and not thinking too much about the other guys. And yeah, Lucas was also very nice to me because he spun 2 or 3 times, I guess. And so in the end, I was really like cruising to a absolutely unexpected win, the first one after 2 years, Silverstone 2018. And yeah, Lucas second, and Josh classified 20th with his crash. So that was a surprise. And Lucas took over the points lead now with 193. Josh 187, just 6 points behind, and me 149. And now it was like, okay, let's see what is going on, because the next track, Detroit, may also be good for me. Let's see, really. However, I mean, Detroit was a bit of my track, but there is always the Josh. So that was another example of absolutely pure chin dominance. He was leading every 69 laps. He was just 1 or 2 seconds shy of lapping the entire field, which means lapping me. I was second in the race, 1 minute 11 seconds back. And the fastest lap is a 1:14 or something. So like maybe 3 seconds or something. He was behind me. So that was my only goal in the end, like not getting lapped, just finish the race on the lead lap. And Lucas only seventh, 2 laps down. I guess he had some troubles, crashes, I don't know, spins, whatever. Yeah, but yeah, another like show, the chin show really went on in Detroit, and of course he regained the championship lead, now 241, Lucas 219, and me 189. And we went to New Hampshire, and that was already the seventh race, so like with 13 race schedule, pretty much the halfway point. And the really incredible thing about this race was, first of all, I can't really recall what happened to Josh. He led a good amount of laps, 62. He started from pole, but he didn't. Ah, yeah, he got collected in someone else's crash. Now I remember. So that was really pure bad luck for him. Classified 13th, 77 laps down. That was really unfortunate. And then it was like the race just came together for Vortex, and we were like cruising more or less to a Vortex 1, 2, 3 podium lockout. Lucas first, me second, Jan third. I really couldn't complain because I had nothing for Lucas. I tried. Obviously, I mean, within our usual agreement is like we can race in the team, but we are not taking each other out. And so I did what I could, but I couldn't even close the gap. So he was better. Fair and square. So obviously Lucas, the new championship leader, 272, Josh 260, and myself 229. And then came a message which was really maybe happy for when you just think about the championship, maybe happy for Lucas and myself, but actually for the league it was very sad because Josh said his working schedule had changed, and uh, yeah, at least the next 2, 3 races he will miss, and he doesn't know what will be the rest of the season for him. And yeah, so to cut the long story short, he was missing 3 races, and I think in this year we had 2 drop weeks, so that was definitely harming him quite a bit. It was actually, we were thinking that is championship over for him. So if missing 3 races, he can't recover. Whether that is true, we will talk later. So we went to Kentucky, and now it was really like again for me it was like, okay, now we have to go for the chance. We really now when Josh is not there, it sounds cruel, but now we have to make sure that Lucas really gets the maximum points. That he if and whenever Josh comes back, that Lucas has gained enough of points to have the upper hand. So we went to Kentucky, and um, yeah, Lucas was there in the leading pack the whole time. And then we made some different strategy calls. There was one early caution where Lucas and pretty much most of the guys went for the pits. I went for the track position. And since this turned out to be the only caution in the whole race, it turned out that this was my call was the wrong call. Because all these guys who stayed out had then to do one more stop under green than the others. And if I had done some bit of calculation, maybe I should have like pitted together with Lucas. And then came a second factor. I don't know how much it influenced me with the strategy call, but we had then a situation where Lucas was like right behind me, and he had to really try to fuel save in order to really make it to the end without a splash and dash. And then I was really like, it's now a strong word, but like sacrificing my race and making sure that Lucas I can give draft to Lucas for as long as I can. And that is also what I did. Uh, I was then just staying out in front of him and just being the wingman and giving draft to him for as long as I could. And this turned out to be then also this deciding thing. I mean, Lucas didn't finish in the end. It was like Randy's maiden win in CIS. Lucas finished right behind, second place again. Josh not there. Me then one lap down after this extra pit stop, sixth place. Yeah, I mean not bad, and like the best for the team. Maybe later I will regret, but in this moment I was fully behind this call, and that was the right thing to do, simply as a team driver. So we went to Montreal next, and oh, first I should talk about the points, of course. Lucas now with 313. Josh not there, 260, and me 258. Montreal, a track where I'm traditionally strong, and um, Lucas got collected lap one in the hairpin. Very unfortunate race over. I got collected too, but I was lucky. I had only very minor damage. I could continue. But at first I was like, okay, taken out of this lead pack, but somehow this leading pack couldn't really escape. They were also fighting among themselves like a group of three cars, and so that was really good for me to be able to catch up. And then slowly, one after the other, like again, like the lemmings, one was spinning here, the other one was crashing there, and another two cars coming together, and all of a sudden I ended up second place. Still really pushing hard, trying to close the gap. Closed it a little bit also, but in the end it was like Adam Shipstone who took over the lead after 4 laps from his teammate, leading 68 out of 72, winning 3 seconds ahead of me. And I'm still thinking, like, without this spin in the first lap where I was hit from behind, who knows? Maybe I would have had a shot for the win. I don't know. But still a very strong result. Lucas classified last. So in the points, it was Lucas 322, me now second 298, and Josh, of course, stuck at 260. And then came a controversial race. This is already round 10. We went to Sandford, and again, standing start, timed race, like Solda. And first thing, sensational, hooray, first pole position ever for Lucas. Took him only some 5 years in the series to get one pole position, but again, he has so many more wins, and we know that matters a little bit more. So I came very short, second on the grid. Was a bit sad. I was having like a small mistake, but yeah, I mean everyone will say that. But yeah, anyways, what I knew is that Lucas was going for a different setup, and he had a rather long first gear. Me, not so much. So I actually knew already that if nothing extraordinary happens, I will be going into turn one as the leader, because better acceleration, standing start, shorter first gear, easy peasy. That's what happened also. The other thing I knew is I don't have the race pace of Lucas. So I knew I was like a little bit holding the whole field up. But hey, I mean, I was the leader, and I have all right to be there. If they can go faster, the whole gang behind me, then they can pass me, right? Yeah, I completed 2 laps as the leader, and the pressure was really getting high. And of course, I wouldn't have fought till the end or anything, because we are teammates and all. We have this policy. If Lucas had said, "Okay, I go for it," I would have left the door open. That is how we do. And although I was now thinking, like, okay, maybe it's like a two-horse race for the championship between me and Lucas, because we were only like 24 points apart in the championship. Josh has now, or is now missing the third race already here at Sanford. Who knows? But still, yeah, egal. Doesn't matter. Uh, again, a very long story, very short. We came to the chicane on the backstretch, and I had a little bit of a slide. And Lucas, I don't want to really blame him. I will just say like he didn't maybe see it or took it into consideration or whatever. Was following very close, and all of a sudden he had some overspeed, hit me from behind, spun me around. He escaped more or less undamaged. I was standing in the gravel trap, sideways in a position where the whole field had to pass before I could like reverse and coming back to the track and moving on. And yeah, that was really for me. That was such a hard hit because I didn't have a good race pace, and I knew there were some guys. Uh, if I had not had this spin and I stayed in front of them, I would have stayed in front of them, but I couldn't catch up. I didn't have this extra speed to catch up from where I was. So without the spin, I was always thinking, considering the results. So yeah, first of all, Lucas won, very close in front of Yoni. And I'm not going to lie, Lucas, my friend, I'm sorry. I was a bit upset while watching the race live, and I was cheering for Yoni. I'm sorry, Lucas, I'm sorry, but that was my feelings back then. Unfortunately, uh, in exclamation marks, Lucas won from my perspective, and in front of Yoni. I finished only seventh, and I think realistically, without the spin, I could have finished fourth. So that is really what I was losing: 32 points for fourth, or 27 points, 26 points, sorry, for seventh. So 6 points difference. I would not have won the race. That is really, there is no question. And I would not have finished in front of Yoni and not in front of Martin, who was the third guy on the podium. So that is what we are talking about here. It was just the matter that this incident happened in the chicane and I got turned around, and then my race was really influenced in a bad way. So point situation after Sanford: Lucas 374, me 325, so almost 50 points behind, and Josh 260, so 114 points behind Lucas already at that time. And yeah, now not too many races left, and we went to another road course, Watkins Glen International, and Josh Chin was back. And how? My goodness, that was again the Chin show. Um, he came, saw, and conquered. Starting first, leading 55 out of 60 laps, winning with 29 seconds advantage over Joni Kajanen. Incredible. That is all what I can tell. And now, yeah, Lucas had also bad luck. He lost the car, I think, out of turn one, crashed. End of the race. Only 8 laps into the race. And there was me now. Lucas out. I was there in some kind of front pack behind Josh, but the group behind, there was Yoni, there was Martin, there was Andrew, there was Jamie, myself. And then we approached, we had like a three-way battle, approached the bus stop chicane. I was actually backing off, allowing, I think was it Adam even? Adam Shipstone? Was he in that race? Let me have a very quick look. No, it wasn't Adam, but no, yeah, it was Adam, exactly. So, anyways, I gave him room. He went first of our group, first into the bus stop, lost the car, spun, collected me to a certain extent. I had some front wing damage, collected Jamie entirely. His race was done, Adam's race was done, and I all of a sudden had a drag chute mounted to my car. So I was now like having this big chance, Lucas out of the race. Now Adam and Jamie out, and I was losing one position after the other. I was like a sitting duck on the straights. The car was not going, and I was just thinking what to do now. Doing the like changing the wing now, then I have to do a three-stop race where I usually don't have the pace for, or trying somehow to reach the first pit window. So I decided to stay out and reach the first pit window, and yeah, so sitting duck till then, I would say. I lost so many positions. I did my pit stop, got the front wing replaced, had a fast car, gained some spots, and then I don't know where exactly, but later in the race, it happened again. Andrew Aitken spun in front of me. That was a fight for position actually. Usually, I apologize, Andrew. Usually, without my incident, that would have been like a lapping maneuver. But since I was there where I was, it was like for position. Andrew fought for it, which is his right, overdrove a little bit, spun, and I lost another front wing. I had again the drag chute mounted, same drama again. I tried to make it to the pit window, replaced it, went on, and all I could do is like ninth place finish. So that was really uh, yeah, not what I had in mind on this particular day. So the point situation after Watkins Glen, Lucas gained 2 points. I think we had three drop weeks really, and I think that is why only 2 points for him, because some drop weeks played a role now already. So 376, myself 342, and Josh 314. So now all of a sudden he was only 62 points behind Lucas. That's how quickly things can change in CIS, I guess. So then came, that was the last road race. So now came Las Vegas, and yeah, all things together, it was actually still after this short moment where I felt maybe I have a shot with Watkins Glen. That mindset was completely over, and we focused. Josh was back also, and we focused again. How can we make sure that Lucas wins the title? So we went to Vegas, and Lucas, unfortunately, I would almost say, did the Lucas thing. Means like he crashed when he can't really afford doing so. He was the first car out of the race, classified last, 27th. I had troublesome race, not really the killer pace, and I was really fighting, my God, like anything, with a wheel-to-wheel finish and all 3,000ths of a seconds ahead just to finish sixth in the race. And Josh finished third. So he was leading the most races, but the way his strategy played out and all, he came up third, Andrew Aitken second, and Logan Simmons won his maiden race in this league. So after Las Vegas, the points situation was Lucas still 376, Josh second again, 353, and myself 350. And then we had all the drop week scenarios and double points at Indy and whatnot. And then and points for qualifying and all. So we went to Indy, and uh, I will talk about that a bit more in detail because I'm planning to do actually a podcast episode about team orders in Vortex Sim Racing. Haha, very interesting stuff coming up. Maybe that's even the next one. And so we had some clear agreement here. We said the first priority is to make sure Lucas wins the title because Josh is strong at Indy, Vortex also, but still we have to make sure. And even if it means that like someone else wins the race or whatever, like Lucas will drive in a way that if he needs to be, let's say, third to win the title, and he is driving me first, someone else second, then he will sit there at third and he will bring home his title. That was the kind of agreement we had. And the year before, that is a bit of interesting context. At Indy, it was so that we had like yeah, towards the end of the race, we had like a 3-horse race for the win between all Vortex drivers. It was Tristan, it was myself, it was Lucas, and Tristan was doing the first move without announcing. He went to the pits for the final pit stop as the first, taking out some wing and all, coming out, and we were like, oh, okay. So we had to react. We also went to the pits and all, did our adjustments. But yeah, Tristan with this early move, he had us. Also, he had taken out the sufficient amount of aero, leading the race, winning the race, end of the story. So almost the same thing was happening here again. This time it was Lucas, myself, and Jan leading the race towards the end. Josh was taking himself out of consideration by having a unforced pit entrance spin, over braking the car, losing it. I don't know whether he got also a penalty on top, but like he was out of the fight for the win for sure. Not out of the race, but that was over. And so yeah, it's like Jan this time tried to be extra smart and went first to the pits, took out aero and all, and came out. Then Lucas and me had to pit, and I simply I tried to risk the most. Of course, we were talking on the Discord, like how many clicks of wings are you taking out? And I was just like taking some clicks more. I mean, not more than what I said. I'm not lying to the guys, but like I gambled a bit. I thought I don't in the constellation as it was there. Lucas in the top three, Josh out of the equation. It was clear that Lucas will win the title. So for me, it was haha, just whether I will win the Indy 500 or not. So I took the gamble, and we came out of the pits, and Jan was leading, but he was not taking out enough aero. He was pretty much a sitting duck. It took me only a couple of laps to catch up. Okay, catching is one thing, passing another thing, and then all of a sudden Lucas came and applied some pressure, which took me the defensive driving then prevented me from really like passing Jan, and then I was like, oh, we had that one year before. Lucas and myself, we were fighting quite a lot, and Tristan in the lead, he was thinking like, "Thank you very much, guys. I take the win. You guys do whatever you want." And I thought almost it will repeat here in this race. So there was one situation where I was really like yelling at Lucas, telling like, um, "Hey, come on, dude! It is your championship on the line, but you have to finish for that." And yeah, he somehow understood the memo and yeah, stopped his offensive attitude, like trying to gain positions and sitting where he was. And so then I passed Jan and Lucas also quite easily. And then Lucas was chasing me. He used to say nowadays that he was, yeah, like yielding. There may be some truth to it. Again, that is talking in detail about this particular situation, like team order, is something for the other podcast. But I believe I had the faster car because I had a bit less aero. But he also never did even one serious passing attempt. So call it whatever you want to call it. Maybe it was in the end just smart driving from both of us because, yeah, Lucas had to finish in order to win the title, and I had to finish in order to win the Indy 500. So we both achieved our things. We both finished. I won the Indy, and he won the title. And Josh finished only sixth, actually, one lap down. So the final points was Lucas 448, myself 434, and Shin 419. And that was, yeah, like really, really close if you consider all the things what happened with the. I mean, it is also safe to say, had Josh not missed those 3 races, I have a strong feeling that Josh would have won the title in this year. But this also should not take anything away. I mean, Lucas was really like a very deserving championship winner. He was really reducing his amount of errors. He was winning 4 races, 1 pole position. He was absolutely there at Indy also when it mattered, and so a totally deserved title, the first for him, not the last one as we know. And for me, it was just nice then with this like mindset change at the beginning, like okay, I'm the wingman. At some point, thinking like, yeah, maybe. Then short after, like, okay, maybe not. Again, like the wingman, and then coming to Indy with at least theoretical chances and winning this big race actually, which turned out was my 75th race in the series and my last win also. Now we are like 3 years in the future and I haven't won anything since then. Maybe it turns out it will be my last career win at all. I would even place some money on this. But yeah, we shall see. But anyways, this is not just about me. It's about like it's from my perspective. So of course it is like not objective totally. It is my view on the things, and it was a super exciting season. That is actually my point. It was a 3-horse race for the championship. We all had our reasonings why it didn't turn out in the way we wanted. Maybe except for Lucas because he got the crown in the end, and that is all what matters. So well done, Lucas, my friend. Well deserved, and yeah, I hope you found this story a bit entertaining about the 2020 Classic IndyCar Series season. Talk to you soon.
And a glory. LaVille's got one more corner to negotiate. Off of turn number 4 now, entering the pit straightaway. It's been one heck of a season. We thank you for joining us. LaVille makes the puck, but it's too late. Robert Groscher was the IndyCar Ministry Indy 500, but Lucas LaVille is the 2020 VRC Classic IndyCar Series champion by just the smallest of margins.